Okay, so this is something that I just woke up to, and I'm kind of excited to read through it. I get a proper understanding of what exactly I'm reading. I read it a bit in bed. I decided to just get an idea of what I would be kind of reading, and hey, I do like covering the developer notes as a full video, and this one does seem to be personally very promising. You guys could take it as you want, but we're gonna read this together, and by the end, you guys will let me know. So of course, this is posted on the JP and Korean forum. So if we go here, it is also on here, but it's basically the same thing. And I personally rather reading it on the KR forum because usually it's like the official one. But there's that. So let's read the intro and then we're gonna get into it. So this is Kim Chai. I'm not gonna pronounce it. I really don't want to butcher it. The new PD who has taken on the role for PD for Black Clover Mobile, and this is kind of a bit. This is something that was like long overdue, but it does seem that Mr. Choi, or Jai, was it Jai Young Choi? I think so. I think that was his name. Mr. Jai Young just kind of left. So I'm pretty sure he's working on the new Breakers game, which to me, the new Breakers game does look very pretty, but I just find it very stupid that he kind of abandoned Black Clover when it was kind of in desperate need of actual attention. So yeah, the actual CEO who was working on it a lot is gone, and honestly, that's a good thing because he did nothing good for this game. In the earlier parts of Black Clover Mobile, we got nothing that we actually needed. So there's that. I've met offline with a finalist who participated in the Black Clover Mobile Championship held on February 3rd. I think that's the Korean one. Through this developer note, I would like to formally greet all mages for the first time. First of all, the development team is in the process of reaching Season 10 of Black Clover Mobile. We have... is in the okay, so... they wrote this before Season 10 came out. We have thought deeply internally about the current situation that is providing an unsatisfactory experience to all mages. We thought fundamentally about how we could improve the game in the right direction and, furthermore, provide a better quality game experience. We conducted a review of all aspects that have been carried out since the launch of Black Clover Mobile. We reviewed the valuable opinion that came through various channels and put a lot of thought into it internally. Through this process, we ultimately agreed to establish the direction the game should take and seek new changes through fundamental structural changes. However, in order to reflect the content in-game, some development and verification time is required. Through this developer note, I would like to briefly tell you about the direction we are developing. Okay, this is good. I do like when they kind of like openly tell us, yeah, we kind of like fucked up, guys, so we're gonna try and do better. I think this is good. Now, let's see how vague they are in all of this stuff, but as long as we know that it is coming, it does leave hope. Now, the problem is, a lot of this stuff, like 2 months ago, they're like, oh yeah, all of this stuff is coming, right? And then it's like, okay, but when, right? That's the main thing. And I don't like that feeling of not knowing when and making your players impatient and them still leaving. That is the main thing, right? We have this with Global too. We don't know when so much stuff is coming. And also for me, especially, when is the Global Sync coming? When are they planning it, right? So to me, it's just a bunch of stuff where, yes, we know stuff is coming. When, right? So, part 1. Experience and fun of growth. First of all, no matter how much you acquire a mage through pickup or equipment through an equipment dungeon, we are aware that the fun of growth is very lacking because there's no clear feedback on growth. However, growth balance requires the growth related content such as mages, equipment, accessories, and goods operate organically, and it takes a rather long time to develop and verify. Accordingly, the development team has continued to make partial improvements for each content. That's pretty true. First, we have improved the experience of growing equipment by significantly increasing the probability of acquiring LR equipment through synthesis and adding equipment transcendence and advanced equipment dungeons. Yeah, the transcendence I think is okay. I just feel like the advanced equipment dungeons should have been a bit more to help with transcendence than the new gear sets. It should have been both at the same time, but it was not. By adding synthesis and manufacturing, you can use the surplus goods compared to the amount of action and time you expended. We've improved the ability to acquire higher level accessories barely. This is one of the worst changes I think personally has ever been made. It went from 5% to make an LR to 15%, so not the best to me. In the case of improving the growth experience for the acquired mage, we are adjusting it in the process of re-examining the balance of the content currently in service. We ask for your understanding that we cannot provide a more detailed introduction through this developer note. However, we will look closely internally to prevent any problems as much as possible and review diligently so that you can experience growing as a mage. Growing as a mage is fun. So to me, this is kind of telling me that this is not really going to be soon. And it does not seem that the level 100 is anytime soon if they are planning it. And it also does tell me that level 100 is something that they were maybe thinking of, and now it's level 125 is something that they were thinking of. And if it is the exact same way, I think it's been scrapped. Now, not being able to say much or like the date or give like details tells me that it's probably for the best, because last time they really told us a bunch of stuff and it's like, okay, but when is this coming, right? A lot of the times if they promise too big and under deliver, then that is just not the best, right? Now, my guess is this is going to be aimed for first anniversary, because that's usually like big anniversary time, or like big festival times is usually when growths are added. So like level cap increase and stuff like that, right? So this to me is a good start. Now let's get into the biggest part, PvE content. Next, I would like to talk about PvE content. It would be nice to have PvE content that can be enjoyed in new ways through various channels, and there is a lack of content that brings a sense of challenge, etc. Yes, we are well aware of the diverse opinions being expressed, and we believe this is content that many people have been waiting for. Yes. Regarding the current progress, we are first closely examining whether the guild content and limited time content are working meaningfully. They are not. Guild content, in my opinion, is something repetitive that is over time going to get very stale. Squad PvP should probably be turned into real-time PvP in the future, but be done in a very meaningful way. We should not have that many runs a day, right? Or there should be only time slots. So like, there's like, let's say 3 or 4 time slots for real time in a day, and you choose which one to be in, and then you fight in that time slot, is what I'm gonna guess. That's probably the way to go about it. Where was I? Okay, and the limited time content just does not work. You're expecting us sometimes to do like 15 runs of different things in a day, and it's all stuff we don't want to do. Besides World Boss. World Boss is genuinely very fun. We are working closely on balance so that you can enjoy growth and challenge through PvE. Great. That's nice. The challenge part, it's just, they gave us challenge in the new raid, but it's like, it's more, I feel like artificial in a way, because like, you're bringing back the same content, but like just revamped, but with the same rewards and everything, right? And if anything, they did kind of nerf the rewards slightly, so I don't know. Now, in particular, in the case of nightly battles, which are currently temporarily suspended, since when? Goods such as action power are not used in the normal range. We recognize that this is not a structure that allows you to fully enjoy the content itself, so we are improving it so that you can accumulate contributions based on your training and play style. We are working on balance so that all mages can enjoy the content. Great. We are developing in a way that does not require a lot of action or pointless play. Okay, in addition, apart from improving limited time challenges such as existing raids, world bosses, guild bosses, we are also developing PvE content that can be enjoyed all the time. So they're basically actually going to give us proper, repeatable endgame content. That would be really good. Through this, we plan to strengthen content that can be enjoyed in the long term, but please understand that it is taking a lot of time to present fun and well-structured content. We will prepare as quickly as possible to provide you with specific schedules and contents. So this is good. I don't know when exactly, but knowing that it is coming is good, right? People keep on saying, oh, nothing's coming. But this does tell us that, yes, stuff is coming, but if they overpromise when they have nothing, then it's not really good. At least telling us something is coming, I think, is good. My problem is definitely when they give us like full-on things and it's like, oh, well, I don't know when it's coming. But this, like giving us specific things, like for example, real time is something that I personally just think we need a date for. And speaking of it, PvP content can increase the fun of various mage deck combinations and strategic operations to the limit. That is not true. That is not true. Mono red, mono green, and then there's mono blue that's slowly forming. Those are like 3 of the like kind of the main teams. Mono green is like everywhere, right? And besides that, there's like maybe 1 or 2 non-mono teams that are really being used. So, or three. So, I just think that various deck combinations is wild. We want to establish ourselves as a core competitive content for Black Clover Mobile. We are continuously optimizing arena-related content, including real-time arena. We are currently operating as and optimizing the pick and ban mode in a beta manner. I think that's good. We will prepare as quickly as possible to establish a high-quality PvP content where you can compete for skills by introducing a matching system. This to me screams first anniversary. So 3 months from now, we're going to be getting a matching system. I think that would make the most sense. If it's not first annie, maybe like, I don't know, a Spirit Dive or something in Season 11, that would be insane. But because of the fact we're not getting a date, it does seem to me that it makes sense for it to be first anniversary. Also, just logically too, right? Bring back the most amount of players. Okay, improved game convenience. Convenient. Okay, this part is good. This part is good. Not really related to many global players though, but it is a very good thing for many people to actually read. So, let's get to it. Convenience has been steadily improved since we mentioned it in the developer note in December 2023. That's fair enough. Inconveniences related to the quantity that can be registered in batches, such as equipment development or disassembly, hassles of navigation, batch application of functions, etc. For today, we are currently working on improving some of the inconvenience aspects of the gameplay process. That's good. In addition, they are planning to delete story tickets. So on JP, they have story tickets, and basically they reset every, like 4 hours, and you need story tickets to get through the story. And that does cause a bit of a blockage sometimes. So they're removing it. It does seem like they're bringing in the memory tickets, so I'm confused. Because they might be taking out the crystals from the memory hall, and if they do that on JP, then that's going to be pretty bad. I don't know, but it's because obviously in Canada, like when Canada released, like it was like, oh wow, they're taking out story tickets, that's huge. So we get a bunch more crystals, and we only need to use it on memory hall and still get story tickets. But then they removed the crystals from memory hall, and that was like 4 multis in a month gone because we did not have memory hall tickets, like crystals. So if they take out the story tickets but keep the crystals, that's amazing. We will like bring in memory tickets. We will make improvements to ensure that there's no inconvenience in watching the chapters, while also ensuring that there's no inconvenience to mages who have been using story tickets well. More detailed information will be shared through a separate update note in the future. This is probably going to be in Season 11 or 12. We're in Season 10, so. Regarding convenience, we have internally confirmed inconveniences and probably conveniences and inconveniences through actual gameplay. We always check and organize any inconveniences that mages report through various channels. We will continue to improve both what is possible as quickly as possible and what must be improved in the long term. This to me is beautiful. Saying long term to me is just very hopeful for me and just lets me feel like the game is going to improve very steadily. Now, finally, we ask for your understanding for not being able to provide new news quickly since the developer note last December, probably because they were making a shift in management and stuff. In order to provide a stable service for a long time and a game that can provide new fun, many improvements and development of new content were needed. Sure. Through many discussions internally and with the original source, we were able to set a standard for the direction of future content updates. That's good. And if the standard is what Season 10 is, for at least a bit, that's amazing. Under the new development system, we will improve the fundamental structures based on a long-term service perspective rather than temporary modifications. And so this, like, short-term not going to be the best probably until, like, anniversary. And we promise to always listen carefully to the voices of mages. Perfect. Although there are still many shortcomings, we would like to express our sincere gratitude to the magicians who have continued to show interest in Black Clover Mobile and provide generous support. The upcoming first anniversary update will feature completely new content and events. Amazing. Black Clover Mobile team is concentrating all its efforts to ensure a great playing experience. We will do our best and come back with the news as quickly as possible. I'm very happy. I'm very happy with this. I think for me, the main parts that we should take away is that we're going to be getting, or in the future, they are planning true endgame content, repeatable endgame content. PvP is currently being worked on and basically optimized, right? We know that they are planning to delete story tickets, which doesn't really matter to global players. Also, like some other inconveniences. We also know that they are going to plan on like adding more growth aspects that are fun. So maybe 125, but not in the same way that was shown in the leaks. And then we know anniversary is going to be a huge time. So that's like kind of summed up very quickly. I'm very happy with this. Let's see maybe if the free board, if there's anyone. I usually like checking these sometimes. I don't really... Oh, wait. Is there a Zora bug? What is it? If you have Zora's exclusive skill, skill 2 becomes full. Okay, let me just read this.